All right, what is up, YouTube? We got an unboxing. We have got an unboxing here, and this is from Pure Fishing. This is, I'll call this my getting ready for summer box. It is that time of year, and there is a wide assortment of stuff in here. I don't think I'm going to be able to put that right there. Let's put it right here. All right. So we got some line, 8-pound, 6-pound. This is for leader material. These are 110-yard spools. For those that haven't used 100% trilene fluorocarbon, it's very strong line, okay? The diameter is probably closer to a size bigger, meaning the 6 is closer to 8, 8's closer to 10, that kind of deal. But it's very good line for leader material. Where do we start here? All right, there's the 10. That pretty much takes care of my leader material for at least through the summer, probably through the fall. And those are pretty reasonably priced. Like I said, they're good, strong stuff. I'm gonna kind of, well, let's just grab, let's finish up with the line. This is a new product and very, very reasonably priced. It's trilene big game fluorocarbon. You've heard me talk about big game. This is new. I haven't tried it. But it's $10. I think it was like $10 or $11 for 360 yards. And just like the regular big game, I do believe, let's see, I got another one here. Oh no, it's 350 yards. Okay, and unlike the regular big game, this is not done necessarily by size. It looks like all of these are 350 yards, and I thought, well, I thought I had got 15-pound, and it looks like I messed up and didn't. 10, 12, and 20. I use a lot of 20. So this is going to be to test, okay? If it's really good, then I will probably use the heck out of it because it's very inexpensive, okay? 10, 11, 12 bucks per spool, 350 yards. So for my Daiwa reels, that's basically 3 reels full, and then I'll have a little bit left over. Anyway, very reasonably priced. Couldn't pass it up. I figured it was worth trying it, and I'm going to share it with you guys. I mean, that's really why I'm doing it, to share with you guys. So we got 6 spools of line, the leader material, the bait casting stuff, and then we are going to move into Topwater. For those that don't know, the cane walker. The stripers love these. The bass love these. This is the 125. You fish it like you do a spook. It's got a little different action. These seem to have kind of, at least in my area, kind of taken over, at least for me, the walking bait market. And I think it's just because it's a little different. You'll hear me talk about be a little different a lot. And I think that's what it is. So this color is Ghost White. So it's a transparent white. Really cool color. And that would be Bone. Bone. Can't go wrong with Bone. I know I got more than that. Oh yes, so this is one of my favorites. I think this is Olive Shad. Okay, it's got the kind of a green, olive green on top. Yeah. And again, transparent down below. I think I mentioned this in one of my other videos. If you're fishing big fish, you got to replace the hardware on these. I had a 3-pound striper, ripped the hook right out of the bait. I still caught it because he was hooked by another one, but opened the split ring up and ripped it right out. So yeah, I was a little bummed to see that, but you know, it's better to figure it out when you're fun fishing than in a tournament. All right. So this is another curiosity thing. The Berkley Stunna. These, I think, are similar to the Megabass. And this is the deeper one. It's the 112 plus one. The finishes look pretty darn good on it. This color, Table Rock Shad. Here, let me hold it this way. The hooks are in the packaging, so it won't fall, but the other way you kind of can't see the color. Table Rock Shad, it's a really good color. It's got some purple, some chartreuse, and some pearl. Weight on that bait is, let's see, it says slow sinking depth 6 to 10 foot. Half ounce. In this color, another Stunna. Let me pull this out because this color is, it's Table Rock Shad, but it is very flat, if you will, or matte. So, although it's bright, it is a matte finish. Really cool looking bait, and will definitely have a different action than the Megabass if you look at that lip. Okay, and it's narrower. Little coffin shaped type lip, I guess. Anyway, these I have not thrown either. I have heard nothing but great things about the Berkley Stunna. I believe Hank Cherry, back-to-back classic champion, Hank Cherry, was in on the design of these. And so I've been wanting to try them, and you say those are rip bait, Sean, and you said it's a summer box. It is. Fish don't stop eating these. And I want to mess around with some forward facing. It kind of depends on how the fish are positioned, but I think I'll get the opportunity, and even if it's not when I'm bass fishing, the stripers when I go to my local pond, not that local, it's 40 minutes away, but that's local. The rip bait's a good one, and the Stunna is reasonably priced enough that I will throw it for the stripers. I don't like to throw my Megabass because those stripers will destroy baits. Pretty cool box here, folks. Let's see, we got 3 of these, I think. Yep. And you've heard me talk about these too. The Berkley Choppo. Stayed with basic colors here, okay? Black, MF shad. And I had to get this one just because the detail on this thing was crazy. Blueback herring. Now, with the plastic on it, you can't tell, but if I can figure out how to get this open, I'm gonna pull it out of the package. Boy, they really secure these things well. So most likely here, I'm gonna have to tear this open, which is no big deal because it'll just go into the box. What did I do with those scissors? Little frustrating here, but you know. And Justin Lucas is on the back of all these. I don't know, it says Justin Lucas Pro Design. Here's a tip. Cast and retrieve around all types of shallow cover. Can be used in calm to choppy conditions. That was a valuable tip. I am a little sarcastic at times, folks. Not knocking anybody, just, I don't know. I don't feel like that was much of a tip. Whatever. All right, and these come in, well, I'm glad I'm doing this now and not when I'm on the water. These come in a variety of sizes. This is the 105. I think it's the best all-around size. I think it's either a 115 or a 120. There's 2 smaller ones. I've thrown the river to sea one, and the smaller ones don't tend to get much action around here unless you do more like a rip pause. This size tends to work really well for a steady retrieve. But look at the detail and paint on this herring. Pretty darn cool. And we don't have herring here, but quite honestly, I thought that kind of looked like a baby bass too with this stuff up here. And you know, I don't know how much they see this. I think the fish go off the sound, and this does have a different sound. You see the tail shape here is a wee bit different, and I believe it turns the opposite direction of the river to sea. So we got 3 of those, all the same size, 105s. I already have some black ones, so I think we're gonna do a giveaway, and I'll probably throw a couple other items in with it. So like, comment, subscribe, and I will pick something from the comments and I will ship you out some baits, okay? The baits will be from this unboxing, and I may throw in a couple of my favorites from other stuff, just because I appreciate you guys watching the channel. All right, moving on. Let's take a little break from the lures and go to something else exciting that I'm gonna mess with here. And we got us an Abu Garcia Max Pro. Now this is to add in to the reel testing that we're doing of bargain economy reels, okay? I had several people comment that I needed to do an Abu Garcia Max. I got the Pro Max. and they sent me a right-handed one. It's a good thing I can fish left and right. I'm a natural righty, but I switched to left-handed reels years ago. So, looks pretty good. So the Max Pro is a step up from the ones that people were telling me to get. This one's a little bit more money. There's no receipt in the box. I'll have to go back and look on my phone. This will be another giveaway because it's a righty, and I'm not going to keep a righty. But it says 8 bearings. It's a Abu Garcia Max Pro mono 12-pound, 120 yards. So I'm assuming that I can put 120 yards of this trilene big game fluorocarbon on it. Okay, spring-loaded side plate. There we go. I want to see the brakes in there. Oh, spool stuck to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is interesting because if you look at this, it has the holes. I don't know if you can add more magnets. I don't know why you couldn't. And a little excess oil in there, which you kind of see on lesser expensive reels. Anyway, so bonus for my viewers, if you're interested in this reel, watch the reel shootout between this and there's a Pisky Fun. There is a couple of Cast Kings, and I don't know if I'll wrap it up there, if I'll get a inexpensive. So all of these reels are under $100. This one was, I think this is the highest price one at $89. So I don't want to make this about that, but this will be another giveaway. Someone is going to win from either my screw up or Abu Garcia's. So we will do that in the giveaway for the other video. All right, back to the fun stuff. For those of you that aren't tournament fishermen, that don't follow the pro circuits and all of that stuff, Jordan Lee won a tournament 2 weeks ago on a frog, and it is a Berkley Swamp Lord, which these are all Swamp Lords. Okay, these are basically the 3 colors that I stick to: Maverick, Voodoo Black, and Bone. So let's pull one out of the pack. So they got this hole here so you can kind of push on it. These are all really soft frogs. All right, so here's a tip on the box. This is a little more useful. Popping frog, best fished with 50-pound braided superline. Best fished with 7 to 7'6" heavy rod. And it says it comes with Fusion 19 hooks. It is 2/3 of an ounce, 2.4 inches long. And our designer this time, Bobby Lane. Now, you've heard me talk lately about poppin' frogs, and I really like the poppin' frogs in the post spawn and the spawn. So that's kind of the time of year I'll really spend more time with a poppin' frog. So I had heard good things about this. I had watched Jordan Lee in the tournament on the final live day. I'm not the biggest fan of MLF, but it was a Bassmaster Elite guy that was going to win it, and it was also KVD's last tournament, so I made an exception. Yeah, that's a good frog. The legs feel good. They're a little different material. The frog's nice and soft. The mouth is a little bit different than the Spro, so it will have a different sound. And again, we're back to difference, a really good thing. So there's the bottom. Typical white, little bit of orange, more of a bone than like a snag-proof white or even the Spro white. And I'm going fishing Saturday. I've made a commitment. I'm going with a friend of mine, and hopefully we'll have some good filming. I will be throwing one of these frogs. I don't normally throw a frog for the first time in a tournament, but I will make an exception. And this black one actually has some blue. Wow, Berkley's really stepping up their game here, folks. So I don't know why, but they put tape over the legs. I guess to keep it in the cutout, but yeah, you're not gonna hurt the strands there. So I don't know, let's see if this will show on the camera. Let me turn this up a little bit. I have that down there, you can kind of see it. This is black with some blue fleck in it. And I got this new light and I wasn't using it much because it was reflecting in my glasses, but it actually looks okay right there. So there you can see the blue. So Berkley actually did a really good job on these. You see the rubber down here that serves multiple purposes. Once adds a little rigidity to the hooks from them spreading out sideways. The other thing it does is help seal that up so it doesn't get water in there. And these are really soft. So yeah, I don't have it. I like them. I think they did a great job with their frog. They also have the regular Swamp Lord. I don't know why I didn't get any regular ones, because I'm an idiot, I guess. All right. Anyway, enough of the frogs. I got the 3 frogs, and it kind of looks like I did 3s in a lot of things. All right. These I have fished, and this is the Berkley Dredger. For those of you that are wanting to get into crankbaits and learn the power of crankbaits, deep diving crankbaits can be a real pain, man. They can wear you out. They can be difficult to cast. The Dredger, on the other hand, is much easier to cast and fish. Okay, it's kind of this is a 20.5, which I mean means it runs about 20 foot deep. Give or take, a little more, a little less. And these get down pretty quickly and they cast fairly easily, okay? And I can tell you, these get eaten really well. So this color is Chameleon Pearl. It's just kind of a typical shad type crankbait. And you're gonna see a pattern here. This one's really cool for clear water. Ghost Morning Dawn. So it's got the pinkish hue to it. A little bit of chartreuse around the eyeballs. Again, that's a 20.5. I guess I got all 20.5s. Because most of the time I'm targeting 16 to 18 foot right now. I have some other crankbaits that will run much deeper. You know, the 6 Sense. This is what I'm talking about, the big one. Okay, look at the difference in size. That 6 cents is much bigger, much wider lip. Now this is a great bait, folks, don't get me wrong. It just takes more to cast it and to fish it, okay? This one is called Big Money. Another shad profile, and I'm assuming it's got the name Big Money for a reason. Must have won somebody some big money. And Stunna shad. That is a good looking bait. Okay, very realistic color wise, and I like the name Stunna shad. Kind of goes along with the Stunna rip bait. All right, and the other one is a fairly new bait. And I got two different sizes here. Now these say slow rise. One's an 8 to 10 foot, one's a 10 to 12, one's a 1/4 ounce, one's a 1/2 ounce. That is the Money Badger. That's the smaller one, that's 1/4 ounce. That is black gold, which for those of you who've never thrown black gold can be very, very effective at times. This is the one that's 8 to 10 foot, 1/4 ounce, 2 1/4 inches long, and it clicks. And you'll see Berkley, this is a weight here, okay? So it's gonna help it dive. It's got a very interesting bill, almost like heart-shaped. Alex Rudd, I believe, who a lot of you watch. In the analytics, it kind of tells me what channels people watch. So that's one of the ones that a lot of my viewers like. He really likes the Money Badger. Alex, you sold the bait. That's why I bought it. You were really high on it. I remember you testing it against some other ones, and it did very well. This one is Special Red Craw, okay? I'm a huge fan of red craw baits. This is the one that's gonna run 10 to 12. It's a 1/2 ounce. This one, money. I mean, it's called the Money Badger for a reason, right? There is no credit for who designed the bait. Action, aggressive balsa-like action, and cast farther. So for you younger guys, balsa baits used to be a big thing. They still kind of are. There's guys that are kind of trying to bring the balsa stuff back. But the downside of the balsa baits is they were light. They were really hard to cast, especially on windy days. A lot of guys would, now we have BFS, but in the old days, a lot of guys would throw them on spinning gear. My first thought when I saw the 1/4 ounce is I may throw this on spinning gear. I don't know. I can cast it, and this might be more of a target-oriented, shorter cast type thing for me. We'll have to see. But anyway, the Money Badgers are supposed to be really good. That's why I bought them. Haven't fished them. Again, something else to test. So, as you can see by all of this, there's a lot of testing I'm going to be doing. I'll be reporting back to you guys on it. One of the things I was really interested in Berkley for is their baits are reasonable compared to some of the other companies. And a lot of these might be, I don't want to say they're copies. Nobody else uses the weight in the bait like Berkley does, so they're not copies. And a crankbait is, I mean, how many different styles can you make at this point? They've been around forever. They're very effective, big fish baits for those of you that haven't thrown much of the crankbaits. Summertime and fall are what I would say they really shine. If you're a tournament fisherman and you don't throw crankbaits, you're probably getting your butt kicked by people that do. And they're not hard to fish, folks. It's just commit to do it. Something like this big one would require a special rod. This is pretty heavy. It's 1.9 ounces, so it's almost 2 ounces. But these other ones here, these you don't need nothing special, and they're getting down in that depth range. Let's see if it says the weight. I'm sure it does. 7/8. So these are half of the weight. These are Dredger 20.5s. They do have these that go up to 24.5 or something. You don't need, you can throw those on a medium heavy crankbait rod. Typically with the deeper divers, you want to throw them on a little longer crankbait rod, say 7.4, 7.6. I have crankbait rods that are 7/11 and 8 foot. I tend to not like them once they get over 7.6. I think 7.6 for me is a happy median. It's personal preference. All right, so that's my unboxing. I got one other thing that showed up yesterday. I will do a video on it, but it is the Plano Edge line management box. It wasn't quite what I wanted, but I think it's very useful at the same time. I had a different plan for it. We'll get into that in that video. But remember, comment, subscribe, like the video. I'm going to give away a Choppo, and quite honestly, you can pick the color. I don't mind. Whoever wins can pick the color. And I'll throw in a couple other baits that you can pick. I want to give whoever wins the thing something they want, something they'll use. I don't want to give somebody a 20-foot crankbait that might be, maybe they fish a place that's, the average depth is 8-10 foot. So anyway, we'll make it so that it's good for you. Maybe a cane walker, you know, these are awesome. Maybe you like frogs, maybe you like the Stunna. Anyway, you get the point. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. We will see you on the next one, and who knows what we might have next time. Thanks for watching.